Good morning. Good morning, Queens. How y'all doing this morning? Yeah, I'm headed to my sanctuary. Yeah. Good morning. Say good morning, beautiful. Yesterday was amazing, but it was, you know what I'm noticing, a lot of our days are mixed with so many emotions of great things happening. And I was saying this morning, I was like, Father, thank you for allowing us to prosper in the middle of a pandemic and to be that support and that help to others that may not necessarily be. I got a phone call yesterday that took me back to 2003. Some of you guys know my testimony. God transitioned me from Texas to Michigan in 2003. It was during a time where I'd lost everything, owned, and I just obeyed God. I left, never lived out of Texas ever, and put my resume in every state. Couldn't find a job here, and put my resume in every state where there was where I knew someone, and one of those places was Lansing, Michigan, because I had traveled there for a few years to attend a conference, and I had a friend there. She and I became very close friends. You guys know her, Marianne. And so I did that, and the only city and state I heard from in 48 hours after I did that was Lansing, Michigan. My life has never been the same. God launched me as an entrepreneur in that area. He launched me as a minister in the marketplace from that space. Yeah. So yesterday I received a phone call that Marianne's brother-in-law passed, Joe. And it just took me back to the time when I relocated there. Their families, big family. They love to go camping. And guys, I had never been camping in my life. So, so I got invited to go camping. And they laughed at me the whole time because it was so relaxing. I was such a workaholic in my past. And to take time out like that to just be. We had the best time, and they go all out. They have the campers, and the sides come out, and the tables come out, and there's barbecue, and the kids are playing. It was amazing. And so I kept saying how relaxed I was and how awesome it was. So they do it all the time. I got my head back, I'm breathing, and guys, I think that started the journey for me for maximizing the moment. So you guys see me about a pool, you see me relaxing, because I found that's the space, that's my most creative space. That's why I spend time with God, where I hear him the most is when I'm relaxed. So yeah, try to do it as much as possible. So yesterday Joe passed, and so rest in peace. But I remember that family, that entire family adopted me. I didn't have any family there. I knew a church there, and pastor, because I've been following the First Lady for a long time. And so that's why God was sending me there, because I needed to be groomed. I didn't have, I had it. I hadn't discovered all of this. And what was on the inside of me, mostly what God had originally intended. And so that journey started back then. But hearing of his passing yesterday just caused me to reflect that huge transition in my life. And I just thought it was amazing that God brought something back to my attention as I'm in a major transition right now in my life. And he had me to, I guess, go back and think about all the things that he did for me. Guys, I mean, literally, I was bankrupt when I left here. And when I got there, it was 6 weeks, and I had an incredible position in an arena I had no experience, the automotive industry. But God took my talents. That's why I told you guys in 3M, your gift is already on the inside of you. Same gift I used in Houston, I used it in an industry I had no experience in as a project manager, as a project coordinator for a truck. I don't even think they make that truck anymore, but this company did not have the certifications that they needed, and they were in jeopardy of losing that contract. And my friend Mary Ann, quality manager, was sitting next to the quality manager of the supplier, and the supplier leaned over and said, we need a project manager. I'm staying at her house now, at the leading of the Holy Spirit. I think when I got there, I may have had $80 on me. I had 2 suitcases, I think, and a box that had like my Bibles and my go-to stuff, biblically speaking. And so I was staying with her, and he leaned over to her and he said, I need a project manager. This man interviewed me from his car. This man hired me from his car on his way from Lansing to Detroit. And the rest, as they say, is history. So that happened about maybe a month into this process. A company called me wanting to interview me, and God knew that was just enough for me to go. I didn't have to have a position, but I had enough faith to know I was gonna land that job with the interview. I've never not been interviewed and didn't get the job. That's not my story. So made it to the last 2. Never heard from those people, but on that day, that man hired me from his car, and I showed up the next day, and driving my friend's convertible. I'm like, God, really? But I was thinking about all of those things as I transition in my life now. God wanted to remind me, if I did it for you back then, Jonah, baby girl, you have no idea what's about to happen to your life. So I guess my little theme for this car chronicle is trust and believe. Trust and believe. And if he did it once, he'll do it again. I watched him give me back my life in that season, because guys, I lost everything. Cars, houses, everything. Had nothing. He totally restored my life. And this family, Mary Ann's family, all of her sisters and brother-in-laws, all of them, they adopted me. I was at the Christmas dinners and the Thanksgiving. I was just like one of them. I was like one of the sisters, And they would laugh at me because I wasn't used to family gatherings like that. Camping and playing cards. We would play spades. I remember the first time I think I played. I knew how to play, but we didn't. I worked a lot, guys, and our family wasn't that kind of family. And so to be with them, it just taught me something. I see a lot of things that God taught me along the way to where I am now, that I'm about to get ready to implement some of those things. So, yeah, rest in peace, Joe, to the family, the Birdsong family, and that whole family that adopted me, and the sisters. And I remember all the food at Thanksgiving and Christmas. Me and my daughter at the time were typically, we were the only one there for a while. So that was my first time being on my own too. I'd never been on my own, never lived by myself, and that was the first time. So God did, he walked me through some things this morning through that experience. So yeah, that family, literally God gave me a support system while I was there. I had a church family that was new. Of course, I knew the First Lady, and of course I knew Mary Ann, but I didn't know a lot of people at the church. But Mary Ann's family adopted me, and so yeah, I attended the family functions and all of that. And so yeah, God is something else, the way he teaches us and reminds us of his faithfulness. Guys, have a great day. I'm gonna go sit by the pool. I'm gonna work here today. So anyway, guys, have a blessed day.